What's up, family? How's it going? Um, Good to see you guys. It's Tuesday again. Obviously, I'm excited to chat with you guys a little bit. You can tell we are in a different spot today, different location. This is actually the hospital. Um, I'm actually here at the hospital because Anaya, my daughter, she's been getting fevers all week and she's not taking her medicine. So just coming in to make sure that everything is okay. Um, but that's why we're here, and why I'm doing the vlog this week here. So it's all good though. But just wanted to share a little bit. This past week we went over a little bit of continuing the vlog of the pillars of character building, so that we can grow as men and women of God, and just all that God's called us to become, and work within our hearts and our souls and our minds and our spirits, and recognizing that there's an internal work that God wants to do in us before the external blessings and or the external calling that He has in our lives. And last week we talked about the first pillar, the crucial one, which is friendship with God, just the reality of having that intimacy with God, and His desire to be known, and not trying to put in the way of doing so much as a religious act, but rather being with God, because in our friendship with Him, He shows us and shares with us His secrets, His mysteries, and that's such an important thing when we go about our walk with God and in our life in general. So that was the first pillar last week. Today we're going to talk about the second pillar that we have control over. Right, our control over. Last week was our relationship with God. This week is our relationship and our commitment to our family. And I love that. I don't love the fact that I'm here because I hate when my kids are sick, because it's really hard to deal with. But however, it's kind of an ironic or poetic almost way of this happening, where in the midst of talking about the commitment to family, um, I'm here right now, and so committing my life to serve my family as Christ loved the church, and laying myself down no matter what plans I had today, no matter what job I had to get done, no matter what I had to plan for, whatever I had to get done. I put all those things aside because what's more important is my commitment to my family. No ministry, no job, no thing that is outside of protecting and committing my life to my family will ever get in the way. So kind of reminds me of the story of Nehemiah, where Nehemiah is a governor in Israel, and he felt God calling him to rebuild the wall, to rebuild the temple of Israel, the temple in Israel, and he started bringing a team together, and he started doing that, and obviously he got a lot of pushback. People hated the fact that he was rebuilding the temple, because people didn't want him to build the walls up again. And so much so that people put out a call to get in the way, or to distract, or to go and kill his team, and to kill him, to not allow him to continue to build the wall. And Nehemiah obviously heard of this, and the one thing that he tells his team, and he tells his people after this came to pass, is in Nehemiah 4:14. He tells them, "After I looked things over, and I stood up and said to the nobles and the officials and the rest of the people," he told them, "Don't be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is great and awesome, and fight for your families, your sons and your daughters and your wives and your homes." So he pretty much told them, stop building right now and go and protect your family. Go and be there for your family, for your sons and your daughters and your mother and your wives. Go home and protect them, because that is so much more important right now. And so he told them, lay aside the things that he felt God calling him to at that moment, to protect his families, to their families. And the reality is, we have to recognize that God's desire for us is to commit our first ministry, our first job, our first role as husbands, as wives, as sons. Everyone's scenario is different. Everyone has a different perspective on um, what their family is, or what their commitment to their family is like, because some are not married, some are, some have kids, some don't. So you know where you stand in that and what commitment God's called you to. But making sure that we don't put anything above, first off, God. God and serving Him is first and foremost in our hearts and our friendship with Him. But right after that is making sure that we don't put our job, we don't put our ministry, we don't put other people before the commitment God has given us of our families, the people that He's entrusted us with to love and to guide. So I just want to encourage you in that. I know this is not as long, but my wife just texted me saying she needs me. So I wanted to go and protect and continue to commit myself to my family, but I wanted to send a little quick message to you guys that commitment to your family is a huge pillar that we need to stand on in order to build our character and to not disregard the importance of that and not allow society, not allow the people around us, and sadly not even allow some people within church settings to tell us that being at a church service or being in any type of other setting other than committing your life to serving your family is more important. So just make sure that we understand that and to align ourselves the way God has called us to align ourselves. So love you guys. Next week is another pillar that we're going to be in, and I'm excited about it. I'll put on the post what that is because I can't remember at the top of my head right now. But love you guys. God bless. Have a good one.